संहारम् एकबिल्वं नित्यार्पणम् एकबिल्वं नित्यार्पणम् त्रिसाहैर्बिल्वपत्रैश्च अच्छित्रैर्कोमलैश्चुभै तव पूजां करिष्यामि एकबिल्वं नित्यार्पणम् एकबिल्वं नित्यार्पणम् सर्वत्रैलोक्यकर्तारम् सर्वत्रैलोक्यपावनम् सर्वत्रैलोक्यहर्तारम् एकबिल्वं नित्यार्पणम् एकबिल्वं नित्यार्पणम् नागादिराजवलयम् नागहारेण भूषितम् नागकुण्डलसंयुक्तम् एकबिल्वं नित्यार्पणम् एकबिल्वं नित्यार्पणम्
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं Sadgurum tam namami. Nityanandam, everyone. On behalf of the Nityananda Sangha, it gives me immense pleasure and honor to welcome the great saints of the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Today, sharing the stage with Swamiji, we have some of the top administrative and governing bodies of the Sanatana Hindu Dharma represented by the Akhadas. What are Akhadas? Akhadas are the apex body of Hinduism. Akhadas were formed to establish, protect, and radiate the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. The Vedagamic civilization was governed by the saints. Even the kings who were ruling the kingdom were advised by the sons and saints, the Mahatmas of the Vedagamic civilization. The purpose of these saints were to lead the humanity to achieve and radiate enlightenment. The Akhadas played a very key role during the Mughal and the British invasion in protecting the temples, the monasteries, the scriptures, and our culture. If Sanatana Hindu Dharma is alive today, it is because of the Akhada and the sons of the Akhada. So on behalf of the Nityananda Sangha, I really thank all the sadhus and the Akhada Mahants for being here, for protecting the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. If today in the Mahasadashivam program, if you are learning these powers, these Shaktis from the Agamas, it was because of the saints of the Akhadas. So with a deep pleasure and honor and respect, I would like to welcome all the sons on the stage today. Now coming to the Mahanirvani Akhada. There are 13 major Akhadas, out of which the Mahanirvani Akhada is the oldest apex body of Hinduism, institutionalized by the great incarnation sage Kapila. Saint Thotapuri, who initiated Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa into Nirvikalpa Samadhi is a Sri Mahant of the Maha Nirvani Akhada and belongs to the Multani Madi, the same Madi where the Nityananda Sangha and our organization also belongs to. I would now like to introduce the saints on the stage today, starting with Sri Mahant Ganga Sagar Bharati. Sri Mahant Ganga Sagar Bharati ji is a Sri Mahant of the Sri Panch. Sri Mahant is the highest administrative title anyone can receive in the Akhada system. The Sri Panch, of which he is one of the members, is the core governing body of the Akhada. He looks after the Kurukshetra, where the holy war of Mahabharata happened, and also the Brahma Sarovar. Next, I would like to introduce Sri Mahant Vishwanath Giri, who is also the Sri Mahant of the Sri Panch. Sri Mahant Vishwanath Giri, he looks after the Haridwar Monastery, the Sangameshwar Mahadev Temple, many educational institutions, and also looks after the Annadhan of the Akhada. We welcome Sri Mahant Vishwanath Giriji. Mahant Ram Sevak Giri. Mahant Ram Sevak Giriji is a secretary of the Maha Nirvani Akhada. He looks after Allahabad and all the temples in that area. Sri Mahant Ram Sevak Giriji also organizes the Kumbh Mela, which is the world's largest gathering of humanity. Sri Mahant Ravindra Giriji. Sri Mahant Ravindra Giriji is the Sri Mahant and secretary of the Maha Nirvani Akhada. He looks after the Kashi Panch, which is the governing body in the holy city and the world's first city of Kashi, which we also known as Varanasi. He looks after all the temples of Kashi, including the world-renowned Kashi Vishwanath Temple and Mata Annapurni Temple. We welcome Sri Mahant Ravindra Giriji. Sri Mahant Shiv Narayan Puriji is a Sri Mahant and secretary of the Maha Nirvani Akhada. He looks after the Bharjagiri in Nasik in western India. He also looks after all the temples and agricultural estates in that region. We welcome Sri Mahant Shiv Narayan Puriji. Last but not the least is Sri Mahant Jamuna Puriji. Sri Mahant Jamuna Puriji is the Sri Mahant and secretary of Maha Nirvani Akhada. He looks after Allahabad and all the temples in that area, and he also organizes and administers the Kumbh Mela, which is the world's largest gathering of humanity. I now request Swamiji to welcome all the saints on the stage today.
Nityanandam Nityanandame 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 Govinda Gopala Keshava Madhava Narayana Rajiva Lochana Adi Sanadana Nityanandam Anandam Anandam Nityanandam.
Nityanandam, everyone. Let's begin with a homage to the embodiment of Maha Sadashiva, the one who has led all of you to manifesting unimaginable, never before told, extraordinary Shaktis of Mahasadashiva in the form of an avatar who you can bow down to, revere, treat as your friend, by whom you feel cherished and protected, in the form of His Holiness, the great avatar Paramahamsa Nityananda. Today, you are in the presence of esteemed saints who have been the honored gatekeepers of Hinduism. And in their presence, I would like all of you, how many of you are manifesting the various, almost more than 64 extraordinary Shaktis of Mahasadashiva? Please raise your hands. All of you raising your hands today is because of the great Tyaga that the gatekeepers of the Sanatana Hindu Dharma have made in their lives. Even the term sacrifice is it falls short of the meaning of Tyaga. In Tyaga there is no suffering. In sacrifice there is suffering. If you know the history of the various bodies that the great saints on stage represent, you will be astounded. It will move you. You will feel, did it take this much for me to come and sit at Swamiji's feet today and experience all these powers? Just for humanity to have a massive superconscious breakthrough. Something that we have been waiting for the last 10 million years to experience. I would now love to take all the great esteemed saints on stage and you through the journey of what all powers you have experienced and some which you are yet to experience. With that, I welcome you to the segment on manifesting Shaktis, and today we have some very wonderful and really bold Mahasadashivam participants who are going to be sitting directly at the feet of these holy saints, and they're going to be manifesting the powers and showing. It's a moment of great pride for them. It's a moment of great pride where they feel the years and years and the lifetimes of penance is coming to a fruition. It is coming to a live result where humanity is getting so empowered, where humanity is getting to live in the state of Sadashiva, radiate the space of Sadashiva, and manifest the Shaktis of Sadashiva. With that, let us begin. I would like to tell you, at the most recent program survey that we conducted for Mahasadashivoham, we found that the percentage of people manifesting at least, that means 11 or more extraordinary powers, is 98%. Throughout this entire Mahasadashivoham, Swamiji gave us very important cognitions, powerful cognitions. First, that there is no boundary between static matter, the immovable, unshakable static matter, the dynamic activity of life, that which is ever-changing and feels like it is not in your control, and the strategic existence, which is the space of Sadashiva himself. Between all these three, there is no boundary, there is no difference. Your will, the power of your third eye, where Sadashiva resides, is powerful enough to make you feel that there is no boundary between this podium that you want to move, the person who wants to move it, and the space from which they are going to move it. Second major cognition that you experienced is life. The life that you all live is a continuous rhythm or a rhythmic continuum. Either we can just go through life being what we are, or it can be a conscious living. Simply put, these are the powerful cognitions that have made you, who do not have spiritual backgrounds, in this lifetime at least, who may not have done extraordinary tapas, like some great saints, but yet here you are, and in the last 20 plus days, you are experiencing the unimagined. Throughout this entire journey of Mahasadashivom, starting from the day one, you were led into extraordinary powers. I want to actually break down the categories for you. First, we started with 21 powers of the third eye. I'm going to actually take you through all these powers so that you see how your journey has been. First, and to all of the esteemed guests on stage also, I would like you to see what the people over here are capable of doing. Power to reveal the pulse rate of a person just through the third eye in seconds. Power to scan the body and see the source of dis-ease in health, wealth, relationships. Power to just look at you through the third eye and reveal the blood group of the person. And in doing so, being able to heal them of all the blood-related diseases. Power to give healing from the third eye. Instant healing. Power to scan the vak. Healing the negative dead weight that is being cherished in our Vishuddhi. Often this is what projects the life that we see in front of us. Power to use remote vision and describe unknown places, absolutely places that you have never seen, never experienced. But yet, you are able to discuss and describe the top 5 attractions in those places, even if you don't even know how to pronounce the name of the place. Power to use the remote vision, your third eye, to scan and reveal problems in the living spaces, identifying Vastu doshas. I know people here who have identified problems in the living places and healed the migraines of the person sitting here instantly, in the same moment. Power to read our own mind, manifest powerful cognitions. Power to scan and see other people's minds and see what is it affecting their health, wealth, relationships. Power to answer any question in the existential universe. Power to scan any picture that you show and describe all the details of what happened on that day to those people. Who are those people? What diseases are they having? Are they alive? Are they dead? Any single thing. Power to scan and see happenings in the past for the person which is affecting the present and therefore even the future and changing it. Power to give third eye solutions for critical decisions. One thing that the Nityananda Sangha has become very popular for. Young Nityananda Gurukul Balasans, who we see over here, are heeded, sought after by billionaire businessmen, politicians, powerful people, the decision makers in the world. They are sorted by them to give these life-critical decisions and solutions. Because one decision for them alters the lives of thousands of people. They are not able to take the risk because they don't have all the knowledge. That is why young little kids in the form of the Nityananda Gurukul Balasans and the Nityananda Sangha are sought after. Now, you Mahasadashivam participants are granted the same boon and Shakti by Swamiji.